Over the last 2 decades, testosterone levels in men have dropped by 25%. Why is this happening, and what does it mean for our health, energy, and society? This issue is about more than just numbers. It impacts everyday life. If you're curious about the most compelling stories about business and society, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell for new videos every Monday. Let's dive in and uncover the mystery behind this dramatic drop in testosterone. Let's start things off with the basics. So what exactly is testosterone? It's a hormone that is produced by our testicles or ovaries. Testosterone levels are naturally way higher in men at birth compared to women at birth. But regardless of who you are, if those levels get too high or too low, your body will let you know. Now let's break it down a bit more. Apart from testicles and ovaries, your adrenal glands on top of your kidneys also get in on the action. They produce something called DHEA, which your body can turn into testosterone or estrogen, depending on what it needs. Testosterone is the main androgen, which means it's responsible for developing male characteristics such as deeper voices, muscle growth, and all of those other traits typically associated with masculinity. Testosterone levels hit their peak around age 18 for men and then start to slowly decline as they get older. But what exactly does testosterone do? Well, it's a bit of a multitasker, playing different roles at different stages of life. Let's start from the very beginning, before you were even born. Around the 7th week in utero, a gene on the Y chromosome gets to work, starting the development of the testicles in male infants. These testicles then begin producing testosterone, which is important for the development of both the internal and external male reproductive organs. Fast forward a few years and testosterone takes center stage during puberty for men. This is when you see some big changes like a growth spurt in height, the sprouting of body and pubic hair, the enlargement of the penis, testes, and prostate gland, and increase in libido or sex drive. Testosterone is basically the driving force behind all these transformations that happen between boyhood and manhood. In adult men, testosterone is responsible for producing sperm, which is important for reproduction. Testosterone also signals your body to make new red blood cells, keeps your bones and muscles strong, and continues to improve libido and a sense of well-being. Without it, things could go south pretty quickly, physically and mentally. Without enough testosterone, adolescent boys might not experience normal masculinization. This could mean less body and facial hair, a voice that doesn't deepen, and underdeveloped genitals. Testosterone might also help maintain a normal mood, and there are probably other important functions we haven't even discovered yet. Did you know there are different types of testosterone in your body? Well, testosterone in your bloodstream isn't just floating around on its own. Most of it is what's called bound testosterone, meaning it's attached to proteins. These proteins affect how testosterone works and how much of it your body can actually use. One of the main proteins that testosterone binds to is called sex hormone binding globulin, or SHBG for short. When testosterone is attached to SHBG, it's tightly bound, which means it's not easily available for your body to use. The levels of SHBG can change based on things like your age, sex, and certain medical conditions, which can impact how much usable testosterone you have. Testosterone also binds to another protein called albumin. The bond with albumin is weaker, so testosterone attached to it can become available for your body's tissues more easily. This is why this form of testosterone is sometimes called bioavailable testosterone. It's bound but still ready to be used when needed. Then there's free testosterone, which isn't attached to any proteins. Even though it only makes up about 1 to 3% of your total testosterone, it's the part that's biologically active. Free testosterone is the form that can directly interact with cells and tissues in your body, helping with things like building muscle, losing fat, and maintaining libido. So while bound testosterone acts as a backup to help keep your levels stable, it's the free testosterone that really gets things done in your body. Changes in the proteins that bind to testosterone can affect how much of it is available to use, but it's the free testosterone that has the most direct impact on your body's functions. But testosterone levels have been dropping faster than expected. But why? What's really going on behind this rapid decline? Testosterone levels naturally decrease as men get older, usually around 1 to 2% per year, starting in their late 30s. This decline is linked to changes in strength, energy, and libido. But what's happening now is different. Over the past 2 decades, testosterone levels have dropped much faster than what we would expect from normal aging. To put it into perspective, if you were walking down the street in the year 2000, your testosterone level would be about 25% higher than it is today. Back Back then, the average level for men was around 605 nanograms per deciliter. By 2016, that average had dropped to just 451 nanograms per deciliter. This isn't just happening because men are getting older. Studies show that men today have significantly lower testosterone levels at the same age compared to men from decades ago. This rapid decrease is concerning because it goes beyond the natural decline that comes with aging. It suggests that something else is going on and is affecting men's health in ways we're only beginning to understand. Now, there are a few reasons why testosterone levels are dropping, and a lot of it has to do with how we live today. First up, our diet. We've all got easy access to fast food, but it's not doing us any favors. Eating too much sugar, trans fat, and processed stuff can really mess with your testosterone levels. And let's not forget about alcohol. Knocking back too many drinks can also lead to lower testosterone. Then there's the stress and lack of sleep we're all dealing with. These days, it's almost normal to be answering emails at midnight or scrolling through Instagram when you should be sleeping. All this stress cranks up cortisol, the stress hormone, and that can really mess with testosterone production. Plus, if you're not getting enough sleep, your body doesn't get the chance to balance out those hormones, and that just makes things worse. But it's not just what we eat or how we live. The environment plays a role too. Everyday items like plastic containers and some personal care products have chemicals in them that can mess with your hormones. And let's not forget about pollution. The contamination of air and water can also throw off hormone balance, including testosterone. And it's not just happening in one place. This drop in testosterone is a global thing. From the US to Europe to Australia, men everywhere are seeing lower levels than guys the same age did a few decades ago. This shows that it's not just one thing, but a combination of lifestyle, environmental, and dietary changes that's causing this worldwide trend. But there are also some medical reasons why testosterone might drop. If a guy's testes are injured, or if he's had chemotherapy, radiation, or certain infections, his testosterone can take a hit. Even some medications or problems with the pituitary gland or hypothalamus can mess with testosterone levels. And then there are genetic conditions like Klinefelter syndrome, where a guy has an extra X chromosome, or hemochromatosis, where too much iron builds up in the body. Both can affect testosterone. Because of the alarming drop in testosterone rates, a medical procedure called testosterone therapy has become more talked about. This therapy is specifically approved for treating cases where a guy is going through delayed puberty, or when there's an abnormally low production of testosterone due to issues with the testes, pituitary gland, or hypothalamus. Men might be eligible for testosterone replacement therapy if they have really low levels of active testosterone and are experiencing tough problems like general weakness, low energy, frailty, depression, problems with sexual function, or cognitive issues. But it's not always that simple. Many men with normal testosterone levels can have these same symptoms, so it's not always clear if low testosterone is the real problem. Because of this, there's some controversy about who should actually receive testosterone therapy. Now, before you think testosterone therapy is the magic fix, let's talk about the risks. Like any treatment, testosterone therapy comes with its own set of side effects. Some people might notice acne popping up, or maybe they start having trouble breathing while they sleep. There can also be some unexpected swelling, like in the breasts or ankles. And doctors are always on the lookout for high red blood cell counts, which can lead to blood clots. And while testosterone therapy doesn't seem to cause prostate cancer, it can stimulate the growth of cancer cells if they're already there. Prostate cancer is pretty common, so doctors tend to be extra cautious about giving testosterone therapy to men who might be at a higher risk of having undiagnosed prostate cancer. If a guy's got low testosterone levels and symptoms that are likely because of it, the benefits of therapy usually outweigh the risks. But for most men, this isn't a decision to take lightly. It's something you'd need to talk with your doctor so you can figure out what's best for you. So, what can you do to boost your testosterone naturally? There are a few things you can try that don't involve jumping straight to therapy. Exercise is a big one. It's not just good for your overall health, it can actually help increase your testosterone levels. A study from 2015 showed that men with obesity who got more physically active saw a bigger boost in their testosterone than those who only focused on cutting calories. So hitting the gym or just moving more can really help. Next, think about what you're eating. Red meat and foods rich in zinc can help keep your testosterone levels in check. Getting enough protein is important too, as it helps maintain those levels and can also aid in fat loss. But remember, constant dieting or overeating can throw your testosterone out of balance. So it's all about finding a good middle ground. Another tip is to avoid harmful environmental pollutants. Things like chemicals in plastic or certain personal care products can mess with your hormones, including testosterone. And don't forget about sleep. Getting quality sleep is crucial because poor sleep can lower your testosterone levels. And if you're carrying some extra weight, losing it can help. Fat tissue can convert testosterone into estrogen, so shedding those extra pounds can keep your testosterone where it needs to be. But why is all this important? Well, because testosterone affects a lot of things that help men feel and function at their best. For example, energy levels. Back in 2000, a guy in his late 30s or 40s might have felt more energetic, bouncing back easily after a long day. To say, someone that same age might feel more tired and need that extra cup of coffee to get through the afternoon. Testosterone also plays a role in mood and focus. Higher levels usually mean a better mood and sharper concentration. But with the decline, it's not unusual to experience more mood swings, feel a bit down, or find it harder to stay focused. Libido is another area where testosterone makes a difference. Lower levels can mean less interest in sex, which can affect relationships. And finally, metabolism and weight management. Higher testosterone helps you keep your metabolism healthy, but as levels drop, it can be harder to keep off extra weight, even if your diet and exercise routine stay the same. Now that we've covered how testosterone affects various aspects of your health, let's look at a broader issue. Did you know that global birth rates have dropped from 4.84 in 1950 to 2.23 in 2021, and it's expected to go even lower, down to 1.59 by 2100. The fertility rate, which is the average number of children a woman has in her lifetime, has been steadily decreasing. This data comes from new analysis based on the Global Burden of Diseases, Injuries, and Risk Factors study of 2021. Now, here's something to think about. Testosterone is directly linked to male sex drive. Could these two trends be connected, with testosterone levels also on the decline? Could that be one of the reasons behind the falling birth rates? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.